Hello YouTube, welcome back to Assetto Corsa, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. As you can see, traction control immediately off. I've already taken this out for a spin with traction control on. Very nice, but haven't taken it out with traction control off, so this is going to be quite interesting. The car itself is a very interesting car because I think it's the most race-worthy Porsche 911 that you can actually get for the road. Weighing in at 1,420 kilos, it's fairly heavy, but it does deliver 500 brake horsepower at 8,250 RPM and 460 Newton meters of torque at 6,250 RPM, making it definitely designed for the track. It is definitely designed for the track, particularly when you look at its top speed, which is 193 miles per hour, and 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds, or 0 to 62 miles an hour in 3.3 seconds. Very, very, very fast car. The car itself has a 4-litre, is it 4-litre? Yes, 4-litre flat 6 engine, naturally, in the rear of the car, not mid-engine like the Caymans. It's in the rear of the car, and it has this really interesting drivetrain, which has a very nice torque vectoring and all that kind of thing, rear wheel steering, all this really fancy stuff that makes the car very, very different and very interesting to drive. And of course, it's got this massive rear wing, which gives you a lot of downforce when you're trying to, accelerate off the line, things like that. You've got the traction. You really have that traction. It's very, very nice. You don't want to mess around with this car. I'll tell you that now. You really don't want to be messing around with this car. Other information about this car probably would be the fact that it slides a lot. Yeah, the fact that it slides a lot. That would be, I think, that could probably go down as a specification of the car. Very slidey. But the actual car itself, like I said, really cool. Any other information that I really want to put across about the car? No, but I do want you to watch this. This is how easy this is. What speed was I doing there? 100 miles an hour? 100 mile an hour power slide. Maybe 120 mile an hour power slide. It was just as easy as that. I tried not to power slide the car too much through it. It is a rear wheel drive, but obviously, like I said, with all this torque vectoring and everything, it makes it kind of strange. You will see me doing a lot of that out of the corners. It's fun. It's fun to put your foot down out of the corners. I don't know how well simulated all this is in Assetto Corsa, because it's got a lot of this really crazy technology. But that being said, it does feel like a very different car to drive. When I mean very different, I don't think I've ever driven a car like this, particularly when it's got 20-inch front wheels and 21-inch rear wheels. So that's something new for Porsche as well. It's got a very nice suspension. This suspension, like I said, the front suspension is also in the Cayman GT4, which we were reviewing last episode. So if you haven't checked that out, do check that one out as well. It's got 6 gears, I believe, because I haven't actually ever managed to get it into 7, so I'm pretty sure it's only 6. It's got the Porsche PDK system, and of course that means that it's paddle shifters and with a very fancy clutch system. And honestly, the shifts, they're just instant. You just click, go, click, go, click. I mean, you can hear it right there. As I shift through the gears, it's just like that. Everything's just going through just like that. It is actually really incredible. I'm not a fan of, as you guys know, I'm not a fan of these paddle shifters, particularly not a fan of automatics, but paddle shifters in particular I'm not a fan of. This one though, I suppose in some cars you kind of need them. I wish this car had a manual, because I think it would have been an absolute riot in the manual to drive this. It would have been incredible, but it doesn't, and it's still very fun to drive. So let's go into the Assetto Corsa, the standard Assetto Corsa stuff. Modeling, texturing, superb as usual. Even on the front, you can have a look in the replay box. On the front wings, you can see the air scoops and everything. Everything is really nicely done. The rear wing looks very accurate. Everything inside looks bang on. There is no issues with Porsche with Assetto Corsa when it comes to modeling. Actually, no. there is one issue with this car. The LOD model, there's something wrong with it. It's this car, and there's another car that's got it, and that's the Nissan 370Z. That car's got the issue as well. When you zoom out to take a photograph on this car, and that's why I've got that particular screenshot as the thumbnail, not another screenshot. There was another screenshot I wanted to take. I couldn't. The LOD model goes really, really strange. You get these black jagged edges everywhere, the textures go weird, everything just falls apart on that. So Kunos have messed up there. So there you go, that's something, maybe if Kunos, if anyone's watching this, you need to have a look at that, because that's quite important, especially for screenshots. Definitely does not look good. Sounds, actually very, very accurate. I was comparing this to the real car. Very accurate sounds. Just missing inside, it sounds pretty, like, almost spot on. Outside, I think there's just a slight rumble that, I mean, you can hear it, but it's not as pronounced as perhaps it should be on the, it is on the real car. So maybe there's just a slight imbalance there on the sounds, but the sounds are all there, and they do sound pretty good. I wish it had custom backfire noises. That would be pretty cool, but hey, you can't have everything, can you? But of course, the biggest thing on this is how it drives. That's the most important part of all of these. Once all, you know, the sounds, the graphics, the texturing, everything looks good, how does this car drive? Well, I said it's a strange car to drive, and I do mean it's a strange car. It doesn't feel like a normal Porsche, in the sense that maybe they have got this this torque vectoring and everything accurately modeled or something, because the car, the way the car responds, it's very agile, just like the Cayman GT4. It's very, very agile, but the way it responds is just different, very, very different. And it took me a couple of laps off camera to get used to how this car responds. And even then, I was still a bit fidgety with it. The steering wheel is quite, there's a lot of responsiveness in the steering wheel. You feel the bumps in the road and everything in the force feedback, and the wheel does want to throw you off when you're going over the rumble strips and stuff, simply because I think it's just the car is so direct. You're in such a good position with the car, so it is really, really direct. But apart from that, the car is an absolute blast to drive. Like I said, I wish it had a manual gearbox, but with this PDK system, it's still absolutely fantastic. You put your foot down, point it in a direction, and off you go. If you want to power slide this car, you just flick it into a corner, off the throttle, flick it into a corner, back on the throttle hard. Back end will just slide out, and then you just power slide it. You just hold it at the angle that you actually want the nose to go, take it through the corner, and then when you want to come out the power slide, just slightly let off the throttle, and it'll just straighten itself up. Absolutely fantastic. So, apart from the actual problem, I have to give this car a 9.5 out of 10. I would have given it a 10 out of 10, but I have to take half a mark off, simply because, and it's not taking it off for the gearbox this time, funnily enough, I've got to take it off because of that LOD issue. That is bugging me. That's a mistake on Kunos' part. They need to sort that out. So there we go. I'm going to end the episode there, though, with another slide. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Assetto Corsa. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think of this car, as I go up Eau Rouge a little too fast and I have to take over to the escape area. There we go. Okay, what else do I need to say? Nope, comments done, like, subscribe done. Yep, I think that's about it. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next episode, where I don't know what Porsche I'm going to try. I really don't know what Porsche I'm going to try. Whichever one it is, I'm sure it's going to be really, really good. So, I'll see you guys then.